today it's time to react to videos. So let's see the first video. Let's see the first video.
First giggle to their first words to the first time riding a bike. Kids are pretty adorable. Well, that is, some of the time. Hate to break it to you, but for the most part, kids are little bundles of terror. Don't believe me? Well, stay tuned. Seriously, from monumental messes to getting stuck in the oddest of places to racking up sky-high credit card bills. Here are some moments where parents didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Kids are constantly getting themselves into all kinds of trouble. And I'm a man of justice, which is why I've taken the liberty of creating my own court of justice, where I'll be weeding out the guilty.
Okay, you're not even a mayor.
So
How you need to be just a justice?
Order in the court.
Okay.
All right, first up, we have a mother accusing her son Jace of taking snacks without her permission. The defendant has pleaded not guilty, but I'll be the judge of that.
I'm not even
Jace,
a judge.
did you or did you not take snacks
If
without
you're a mayor, I
permission?
can be a judge.
No, you don't have a snack? Are you lying to me? You didn't have candy? No, you didn't have candy? But I told you about lying to mommy. So are you lying? You had candy, right?
Okay, let's just skip this. I don't like this one. Already watched it. So let's see the funny part.
This is something Brooklyn parent Precious Granton had to go through back in 2014 when her 11-year-old son.
Oh my! I don't need to see the most funny one. Oh yes. Let's just.
But sadly,
I don't
nothing.
need to cut it
That was
again.
until the fifth concrete evidence.
So I
of
don't
who the
need
culprit
to just
is.
go back.
Little fellow managed to clog the toilet with, well, himself. You have to praise him for his drive to explore, not to mention the impossible flexibility of his legs. But I can only pray he didn't use the toilet before taking a dunk.
Yeah.
Flushed there,
Yeah, that thing's gonna
Up
be a
next, we have a
donkey.
toddler doing what toddlers do best.
Toddling.
Toddling. Only this little toddler decided to toddle through some freshly laid cement, ruining hours of work. There's no getting away with this one. There's concrete evidence of who the culprit is. Now let's take a look at this next kid. Looking at her face alone, can you guess where in the world she might be stuck? Here's the reveal. She's stuck in a bucket. And while I hate to make fun of a kid, it's hard to deny how uncannily her face, squashed by the plastic toy container, resembles a blobfish. Unfortunately for the blobfish, though, its facial tissues.
Why is it
fixed
called
by
a
simply removing a
blobfish?
bucket
Because
from
it's
its
a
head.
blob?
Moving on,
Yeah,
in
it's just a
2018,
blob.
one 4-year-old boy got stuck in a much more baffling situation,
What?
as shown here, which raised the simple question,
Yeah.
how? Well, it turned out he decided to try and cheat the system by crawling up the prize shaft of the claw crane machine to forage some of those precious toys. Only getting out proved much harder than getting in, and alas, he found himself imprisoned. Luckily, firefighters arrived at the scene and had the boy out in no time, although it did cost him a few quarters. It's no secret that babies can be pretty gross. After all, they don't know any better. So, peeing, pooping, and puking is to be expected. Nevertheless, some of the gross things kids do is, quite frankly, on another level. For example, in 2020, a little boy from Indiana got creative and wanted to show his mom the rainbow he painted.
Why do
Only for reasons you'll soon
kid
see,
do again?
this rainbow had just one distinct color.
What?
Logan, what did you do?
What? What do you do?
What'd you do with the poop?
Make a rainbow.
Made a rainbow with your poop?
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Ah, it's like a Renaissance painting, except it's actually fresh butt mud smeared across the wall.
What does that
You know how these creative
mean?
types can be. Shockingly, the little artiste's mom didn't seem all that bothered about the steamy fudge pop decor. I guess her positive attitude is to be admired. But if that didn't gross you out, I'm pretty sure this next clip will.
What?
In fact, I'm issuing an official gross out warning. In 2021, a Canadian couple were attempting to have a photo
What
shoot
happened?
with their newborn baby.
What happened?
Attempting being the operative word, as the celebration of the miracle of life suddenly came to an unexpected halt.
Yeah, you too. See you.
Why? It's very cold.
Takut.
Fire.
Sambil rami boleh. Boleh lagi.
You got a CO.
With a dollop of fresh liquid poop and a ruined white shirt, the otherwise beautiful shoot was brought to an end. And perhaps the worst part about it was the fact that the diabolical little baby even lets off a smug grin in perfect sync with its dirty protest. Ain't life beautiful? Not as bad as that was. If you ask me, this next clip is arguably worse. While spending some time with his uncle, this baby decided to unleash a beast.
What?
Take a look at the
What
clip. and see
happens to the uncle left the baby? Wait a sec. The baby will just puke. But why does it turn into green just after 1.2 nanoseconds? Why do you say Baby Yoda again? Stop.
You smile at me like this, bitch.
No.
Oh, no, why are you doing, bro?
Now, obviously, you should mentally prepare for some mess while holding a baby. But given the speed of that sudden, disgusting explosion of baby spew, almost
Why did
out
it
of
turn
nowhere,
green?
I'd say the kid's uncle's swift exit strategy is pretty understandable. Now, by nature, kids are pretty much just accidents waiting to happen. Or, like me, just an accident. Anyway, point is, developing brains can often get themselves into silly or, even worse, dangerous situations. In fact, the brain isn't fully developed until around age 25, so it's not uncommon to see anyone from toddler to teen getting themselves into questionable situations.
What?
Like, for example, this kid playing on a slide. Or, should I say, attempting to.
Yeah, you about to tell.
That kid's head made such a percussive sound, it's only a matter of time before someone samples it into a trap beat. He's not the only kid whose embarrassing mishaps left him with
What
a few
happened?
bumps, though. Just take a look at this next little guy attempting to ride his bike down a hill. And doesn't take a
What?
GPS system to
What?
see where this one is going.
Why does it have why is the shirt is the same color as the first one?
Cuma dia suruh tutup pagar.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Memang
that's gonna
Shut
hurt. It would
you.
seem
Trash
traveling at a
can
terminal
up.
velocity affects a kid's ability to not steer uncontrollably leftward. But at least he had his helmet on. Safety first. One parent who didn't put safety first is the guy in this next clip, who for some reason left his pressure washer in the capable hands of his 3-year-old child. If you didn't already know, these things can be so powerful that they can cause some pretty serious skin damage.
What
But
happened?
thankfully, it wasn't the 3-year-old on the receiving end of the pressure washer. In this video of irresponsibility and accidental reverse psychology, the kid was the one dealing out the pain. Down, Jack. On the ground. Give it not on Daddy. No, 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 no. No, 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 Jack, it hurts. Luckily, going by the dad's childlike giggle, we can assume there are no injuries in this instance. Though, let this be a reminder. Do not give your 3-year-old a pressure washer. That's like the first thing they teach you in parenting school. But even when kids aren't playing with industrial machinery, their toys can be pretty hazardous. Just check out this mom that got quite the eyeful Their 1-year-old son was playing a baseball game.
Hey!
Did somebody say action replay? Alright, just one more time.
Apa dia?
Mom, might I suggest you try catching with your hands and not your face? As we saw earlier, the first rule of parenting school is no pressure washers. Second rule, no wireless earbuds.
What?
But with babies' tendencies to try to eat absolutely everything, small
Why?
objects are an irresistible, forbidden delicacy for our tiny human pals. But it would seem, even for kids who've already passed their toddler years, small objects still retain some of their culinary allure. Back in 2020, Kiara Stroud, a mother from Atlanta, learned this after she gifted her 7-year-old son some Apple AirPods for Christmas. Because, of course, these days,
If
7-year-olds require
have
premium-priced audio devices to listen to Baby Shark. Anyway,
Oi!
things took a turn
What
for the worse
is
when the boy
Baby
decided
Shark?
to hold one of the AirPods in
7
his
years
mouth
old. I'm
and
a
accidentally
7 years old.
swallowed it right
But
now.
still,
A
I
visit to
still
the emergency
hear
room
Baby
and an
Shark.
X-ray would reveal
But
the
it's
device
not
was just
in
sitting
my
there in the boy's
phone.
gut. But don't worry,
There's
no
just
danger.
Baby
The
Shark
doctors were
everywhere.
assured
It's
the
just like
AirPod would,
so
let's say,
vital.
continue its voyage
Why?
through the digestive system,
Why?
through to the
So
other
annoying,
side.
right?
So, if you're
Guys?
of the belief that kids of today are only listening to crappy music, well,
Yeah,
the
the
inevitable
crappy
aftermath of that
needs to be,
story is your very
right?
literal proof. You're welcome. And on that
Yeah, what
cheerful
else?
note, that's it for
Hey,
today.
yo!
Kids. Yeah, me neither. But let me know any of your own.
Okay. Why do 7 years old still want to eat AirPods? I do not even eat AirPods. Just if I want to eat an AirPod, I just need to just rewind to myself when I was a toddler. There's no time machine, right? Right? Guys, so very weird. Why do people always need to see your old child eating an AirPod after in toddler age? My little brother is still toddler. Yeah, I don't know how old is a toddler limit. But why do toddlers love to just toddle through everything? Even mud, even like season, dirty stuff and hard stuff. Can they even toddle through stuff? So you can let the toddler toddle through something. What is going on?
They say never judge a book by its cover, but even the best of us are prone to judging people based on their appearance, wealth, or societal status. Because of this, people sometimes hide these things, or even downright lie about them. So from a secret millionaire who pretended to be poor to a cop who pretended to be a disabled homeless man, here are some people who received very different
Yusuf, bangun
treatment.
jap, mana
They
sapu ni?
disguised themselves and the weird and wonderful reasons why they did so.
What did they change
The
this?
secret.
They what?
If you're talking to someone you've only met
Yusuf,
online,
janganlah.
there's always a risk that they're not quite who they appear to be. But when Vietnamese woman Nguyen Van An got talking online with a man she met through Facebook, she could never have imagined what would happen next.
Tunggu apa?
Like many of us, Nguyen had always dreamt of meeting the perfect person to share her life with. Yet she'd stayed single through all of her college years. It wasn't for a lack of attention. A whole ton of guys had tried to pursue her. Even so, nobody felt right for Nguyen. And so after graduating from college and securing herself a good job, she was still no closer to getting the one thing she really wanted, a boyfriend. But love comes around when you least expect it. One ordinary day back in 2016, Nguyen was scrolling through Facebook when she came across a picture of one of her favorite celebrities, stood with another man she didn't recognize. The stranger was tagged in the photo, so out of interest, Nguyen clicked through to his profile. He just seemed like a normal guy. Maybe he knew her idol and would be able to set her up to meet him. She excitedly messaged the man to ask, and he responded almost immediately. His name was Dang Tuan, and he was from Vietnam too, though he was currently living in Russia. Unfortunately, however, he didn't know Nguyen's celebrity idol. Despite the disappointment, she ended up chatting to Dang Tuan some more, and the conversation evolved onto all kinds of other topics. Dang was far from what other girls she knew wanted. He didn't spend much, wore plain clothes, and seemed relatively, well, poor. But that didn't matter to Nguyen. She wanted someone for more reasons than material wealth. Weeks went by and the two ended up in a whirlwind romance. Before she knew it, Nguyen was spending hours chatting to Dang every day. After 6 months, the pair called it official and went on their first proper date. And only a few months after that, they decided to get married, even though they'd only met a couple of times in real life. Unsurprisingly, Nguyen's parents didn't approve of this one bit. How could the couple be so sure they loved each other when almost their entire relationship was based on lying? Disheartened at this, Nguyen told Dang about her parents' opinion. So eager to prove his love for their daughter, Dang booked a flight and flew to Vietnam to meet them. It took a bit of convincing, but they eventually came around. As far as they could tell, he seemed completely legitimate. Oh, how little they really knew. Anyway, once Nguyen's parents had given their blessing, the excited couple started planning the wedding. Nguyen was prepared for a simple wedding. It was clear Dang didn't have a lot of money, and she didn't need anything grand. But when it was Dang's turn to voice his opinion, she was shocked. He insisted they needed all the works, including a lavish 5-star hotel to stay in afterwards. It didn't make any sense. Surely a big event would be wildly out of their price range. But then Dang told her something that gave her the biggest shock of her life. He was actually an extremely wealthy businessman and the manager of an international fashion brand. In other words, she was marrying a millionaire. As Nguyen struggled to come to terms with this, Dang explained that he purposely hid his wealth from her because he hadn't wanted it to affect their relationship. If he hadn't concealed his money, he'd never have known if she loved him or just his cash. Now he could be sure. Though still stunned, Nguyen accepted everything Dang said, and in April 2017, the happy couple finally tied the knot.
Okay, let's just change the video.
Once upon a time, we humans foraged mountains high and valleys low in order to appease our rumbling tummies. These days, all we need to worry about is scavenging the aisles of Walmart. And while that can be
Where's
just as
Walmart?
wild at times,
Now,
you
Scotland
can
again,
bet
they
that
didn't
all
do it
the
again.
food in a grocery store is safe to eat, right?
There's so much.
Well, let's just say that this video will give you a lot of food for thought. Take
What?
this for example. Have you ever noticed a weird blank
Ew.
spot on your banana? Well, I sincerely hope not, as the truth about this white
So I'm
spot
gonna shut down
and
the
other
video. So
horrifying
bye
food-based
bye.